Colorado, Vancouver, speaking of Vancouver, to wrap up the card, last game on the slate, Colorado, Vancouver, 67-68. Vancouver -115 to -120. Wrote a home favorite here. The total 6 shaded to the under, -120. You would think with Nathan MacKinnon coming back, as he did for Colorado Sunday against Edmonton, you'd get a little more fire and brimstone out of that Colorado team, and you didn't really see it. I mean, Edmonton dominated, as I just said, territorially, shots on goal, possession. Could have been worse for Colorado if not for Varlamov, who was very good in net against the Oilers. We'll see if Colorado's got a little something better to bring to the table here tonight, taking on this Vancouver Canucks team. Again, Vancouver, I don't mind taking a shot with Vancouver, when they're an underdog. Yeah, -120 with Vancouver at home, where their record's been meandering at best. That's not something I'm interested in. So for me, it's Colorado or nothing in this game. I think we got a couple guys involved in this game. Yes, Dana's involved in the Avs Canucks. Andrew's involved in the Avs Canucks. Let's go to Andrew first. Avs Canucks for you, Andrew. What are you looking at in this game tonight?
Yeah, guys. Well, looking at the season average goals per team right now, Colorado averaging 3.09 goals per game. Meanwhile, Vancouver just 2.66. But interesting to note, the last 3 games head-to-head between these two teams, it's actually been all Vancouver. Vancouver averaging 3.33 goals per game, Colorado 2.33. And I just think that between these two teams right now, guys, a lot of the evidence, I could list as many stats as I want right now. There's a lot of stuff I could say. But the fact is, there's a lot of evidence that could back the over right now in this series. There's a lot of evidence that could say that these two guys, these two teams have the energy. Nathan MacKinnon is back. They're two of those teams that can just kind of be rambunctious and put up high amounts of goals, and the defense could really lack. But, this is one of those things for me where I see the 6th spot, and I'm going to use a phrase that Dana likes to use, where I don't want to feel like I'm losing for most of the game with this under. If I took the over in this game, I'm really comfortable taking the under in this game at the 6th spot. I think this Colorado versus Vancouver matchup is one of those matchups, guys, where both these two teams have to learn how to be better defensively. They have to learn how to take better care of the puck, and they kind of have to get themselves involved more in these closer type games. I mean, if you look at Colorado's last 2 games here, 4-2 loss to Edmonton and a 6-1 loss to Winnipeg. I mean, 4-2 is not too bad, but I mean, they're almost prone to these high scoring games. And even Vancouver, when they put up a lot of goals, the only reason they're having to do that is because they're very easily getting scored on. So for me, I'm easily looking at the under in this one. I just think at the 6, guys, with the way that these two teams have been playing, 5 of the last 7 games between these two teams have gone over. But I just think that both these guys need to step it up a little bit and play a little bit better defensively. And I think that's going to be, as the season progresses for these two teams, coaches will be working on that, because the way that hockey is changing, guys, the ratings are going up because, let's face it, there's more goals. It's getting a little bit more exciting. The players are getting a little more flashy again. But sometimes you got to kind of buckle down. You got to play stay-at-home hockey and learn how to play defensively. And I think, if we look at Vancouver and Colorado, we look at this matchup, we think both these two teams shouldn't have a tough time scoring. But in my eyes, it's going to be a lot of neutral ice time, and it should go under the total. So I'm making that an official play here on the ice, guys, under 6.
Yeah, it was one of those nights for Vancouver when they beat Boston in their last game 6-1. It was just one of those nights where half the stuff they shot at the net was going to end up going in the net. Right from the very first goal, which I think bounced in off a couple of players and into the net. And that was basically, that's when you could tell right away that when Vancouver got that early 1-0 lead. This may not be Boston's night. This could be one of those nights where Vancouver just gets the puck luck, gets lots of crazy shit to go their way. And that's exactly what happened. 23 shots is all Vancouver had against Boston, yet they put 6 goals in that victory against the Bruins. So, again, Vancouver, good win for them, but still. And that's another thing that I don't like about Vancouver. Asking them to win 2 in a row is not something I love doing. They beat Chicago, they lose to Tampa. They beat Dallas 6-0, they come home and they lose to Florida 4-3. So this is a team that all season long has had trouble going on extended winning streaks. So off a win statistic for the Vancouver Canucks, not great. Let's put it that way. It's not actually been all that good for the Vancouver Canucks, and I kind of lean Colorado here, but we'll see if maybe I can squeeze a better price out of this. Dana Lane also has the Avs Canucks. Dana, what do you got here in this game?
Yeah, I mean, if you take away the final score in a Bruins game, I mean, you would have thought the Bruins absolutely killed them, and that's why you can't just go by shots. I know it's a stat that I bring up a lot, but behind that is also, hey, I've looked at these shot charts, which you can find on various websites, and say, okay, well, yeah, you had a lot of shots on net. Yes, they were quality shots on net. So regardless of the final score, I feel good about whether that team lost or won that game. I feel good about them moving forward. And like you said, Ian, this is just a Vancouver team. They can't put any wins together. We see here in the last 10 games. Of those 10 games, only 3 times have they allowed 2 goals or less. In fact, they beat Chicago 4-2, a good defensive effort. Then they come back and give up 4 to Tampa Bay. Well, no harm, no foul there for sure. But then they go to Dallas. They shut out Dallas 6-0. We're thinking, wow, that's pretty impressive. Next game they drop 4-3 to Florida. They look a lot less impressive. Now we're in that same situation where they just got through beating the Bruins, and they're getting a pretty decent price on the heels of that. And of course Boston. I mean, Boston had that win against Calgary, and I think, probably the lines makers think that, hey, look, Boston's never really fared well in Canada, and so we're going to give, I'm sorry, forget that. Okay, so anyway, so they beat Boston 6-1, and now I think that they kind of are giving Vancouver a lot more credit than they possibly deserve. This is also a team right now where Jim Benning has come out and said, "Hey, look, we are definitely looking to make some moves." And when you're looking to make some moves, especially when you say that you need to get a little bit tougher, I think that serves notice to a lot of the players. Well, if you're not a team that you got 2 types of teams. You got the teams that get served notice and then they start playing well because they either don't want to leave or know that the spot or do want to leave and the spotlight's on them, or you get the teams that just are not capable of upping their game and kind of go backwards. And I kind of think Vancouver's the backwards team right now. And they're talking about Goodbranson being a possible trade bait guy. This is also if you go back, this is also a revenge spot for Colorado as well. So yeah, if you want to give me a plus price against Vancouver, and like you said, I think we can get a little bit better price if we kind of shop around. But I can't imagine too much Vancouver money is going to come in late. But I definitely like Colorado in this spot, and like you said with Nathan McKinnon, he should be nice and comfortable right now, settling in on that first line.
All right, Colorado for Dana Lane with the Avalanche and the Canucks, and I lean that way. Colorado to me on the road's been very frustrating. The times I don't think I've won a Colorado bet backing them on the road. I've won a bunch of Colorado bets, and I swear they've all come at home with this team. I don't know if I've won a single Colorado game betting on the Avalanche on the road, and you can see why. They're 11-18 on the road. They're one of the sharpest home road split teams in the NHL this season. But I can't get over the fact Vancouver minus 120. Sorry, that's not a price I like Vancouver at one bit. So for me, I've still got to find a way probably to get in pocket to some kind of bet here tonight on Colorado, which won't be best bet.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.